Luka Doncic was the number 3 pick in the 2018 NBA draft. He was originally selected by the Atlanta Hawks, but he was traded to the Mavericks for Trae Young and a protected 2019 first-round pick. Luka was a star in Europe, where he played for Real Madrid and led them to the EuroLeague title. Luka has also won the EuroLeague MVP, Final Four MVP, was named the ACB Most Valuable Player, and won back-to-back EuroLeague Rising Star and ACB Best Young Player awards. With so many accomplishments under his belt at such a young age, there was a lot of hype surrounding his name when he declared for the 2018 NBA drafts. It's undeniable that Luka is a very skillful player, but his lack of athleticism was a big concern, because he was going to go up against better players in the NBA. These doubts lead us to the question, how good is Luka Doncic actually? What makes Luka Doncic so good? Luka is the son of a veteran player on Geoplin Slovan, an Adriatic League First Division club where Dragic began his professional career. The boy, 5 years old when he first met Dragic, always had a basketball in his hands and put up shots anytime a basket was open. Occasionally, he entertained the crowd with halftime dribbling exhibitions at midcourt. What makes Luka Doncic so good is his skill level and basketball IQ. Doncic ran away with the 2019 Rookie of the Year honors but made such a leap in his second season that he was a Most Improved Player finalist, averaging 28.8 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 8.8 assists per game. The only players to stuff box scores with statistics that matched or exceeded Doncic's in those categories over the course of a season: Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook during his MVP season in 2016-17, where he averaged a triple-double. Doncic was more productive during the playoffs, where he had 31 points, 9.8 rebounds, 8.7 assists, when the Mavs pushed the Clippers to 6 games, despite losing Porzingis to a knee injury midway through the series. Once that ball was given to him, you could tell that it sort of shifted. Everything ran through him, says Procopio, who left the Mavs after Doncic's rookie year. You could really tell that he could be an MVP-type player. He's a mix of James Harden meets Larry Bird meets LeBron James. James Harden isn't a freak athlete, but he compensates that with his incredible craftiness and with his skill and elite ball handling to never let the defender rest. He always keeps them guessing his next move. Luka already has elite handles at age 20, plus both of them have mastered the step-back 3, which is an elite offensive weapon in the modern NBA. Not only that, but they both know how to get foul calls very well. Larry Bird also wasn't a freak athlete, but his basketball IQ was second to none. He's an excellent passer and is generally one step ahead of his opponents. Luka's playmaking and ability to set up teammates would make even the best NFL quarterbacks and NBA point guards jealous. Doncic is the closest thing we have seen to a prime LeBron James on offense. Both players had huge hype surrounding them when they first got into the NBA, and they didn't shy away from the spotlight. LeBron is one of the best players of all time, and Luka will also be up there as he progresses. Luka is already showing flashes of his clutch abilities at such a young age. It's crazy that at only 20 years old, he's dominating players that have been in the NBA for years. It should come to no surprise since he's been training since a young teen playing professionally in Spain. Both are supersized point guards who double as one of the best scorers and passers in the league. They use the pick and roll to play like seek and destroy submarines. They can always find the mismatch, as well as the open man once the defense sends help. The differences are in the way they get buckets. LeBron is an athletic freak of nature with supreme strength and speed. He could get, and still can get, to the basket with ease. He used his athleticism to his advantage and he dominated his opponents. Luka is more skill-focused, even though he's an exceptional athlete himself. He has a wide range of shots and dribble moves he can use to score on his opponents. Luka's playoff performances. With 40 seconds left in the third quarter of Game 2 of the Mavericks' first-round series against the Clippers, the ball was in Luka's hands, looking for a 2-for-1 opportunity. So he pulled up from 3 feet behind the three-point line and took a one-legged fadeaway across his body with Rajon Rondo guarding him. The shot wasn't necessarily impossible, but it had a very small chance to land in the basket, accounting for the difficulty of the shot. It's that Luka had the courage to even attempt it in the shot in the first place. A 2-for-1 is essentially a free shot for the offense. JJ Redick called this one of the freest shots he had ever seen. Luka always plays with that kind of confidence. Some might even call it arrogance. It didn't matter that he was in the middle of a tight playoff series. He looked like he might as well have been putting up circus shots after practice. Only a player as accomplished as Luka would expect some of the shots that he takes to go in. Ask him about his early success in the NBA, and his answer will always come back to how long he has been a pro. He signed his first contract with Real Madrid at 13, made their senior team at 16, was the best player in Europe at 18, and earned a first-team All-NBA at 20. Doncic has succeeded his entire career until now. The Clippers eliminated the Mavs in the first round of the playoffs for the second straight season with a 126-111 victory in Game 7. It was the first win for the home team in a wild series with dramatic swings of momentum. Luka was even better than he was last time around, when he made his debut on the playoff stage with an overtime buzzer beater. His numbers for this series were 35.7 points, on 49% shooting, 10.3 assists, and 7.9 rebounds per game. There was nothing that Los Angeles could do to stop him for most of the series. He led the Dallas offense every time down the floor, almost always creating a high percentage shot for himself or one of his teammates. The unbelievable part is that there may not be a defense in the NBA better suited to guarding him. The Clippers have two elite perimeter defenders in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, as well as waves of long and switchable wings around them in Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, and Terrence Mann. But it doesn't matter how many good defenders are on the floor. When Luka is on the court, Luka needs only one weak link to attack, regardless of position. He ran both smaller guards like Patrick Beverley and slower big men like Ivica Zubac off the floor. Three things happened in the Clippers series that pushed him to an even higher level. The first actually began in the last week of the regular season, when the Mavs inserted Tim Hardaway Jr. into the starting lineup for Josh Richardson. The latter had been acquired to help their defense but couldn't space the floor for Luka, allowing defenses to overload against him. Doncic had a net rating of plus -0.3 with Richardson in the regular season, and plus -8.9 without him. Replacing him with a shooter like Hardaway opened up the floor to let Luka do his magic for the Dallas offense. The second is that Luka got hot from three-point range. He has always been a solid outside shooter, largely because of the difficulty of his attempts, but he shot 41% from three against the Clippers, a huge improvement on his mark, 35%, from the regular season. He also shot incredibly well from mid-range, a weapon that he didn't have in his game last season. Luka was 25 for 47, which is 53.2% on shots between 10 and 19 feet from the rim against Los Angeles, compared to only 8 for 21, which is 38.1% when he faced them in the bubble. He pulled up when bigger defenders sagged off him, and posted up smaller defenders at will. His ability to score from every area of the floor is why Zubac, who was surprisingly effective against him on the switches last season, became unplayable this time around. But there are downsides to being a one-man offense. Basketball is a zero-sum game. There are only so many points, rebounds, and assists to go around. The more Luka gets, the fewer there are for everyone else. He's so good that he inevitably turns the players around him into spectators. That was always LeBron's issue too. It never made sense for him to give up control of the offense, even for a moment. There have been rumblings all season in Dallas about the strained relationship between Luka and Kristaps Porzingis. Mavs owner Mark Cuban even acknowledged them in an interview. Playing in such a Luka-centric offense can be difficult for a former all-star like Porzingis. The initial idea when the Mavs traded for him was that he would be the Pippen, an all-around amazing second option to Luka's Jordan. But Porzingis' average time of possession was a sixth of Luka's during the regular season. That sums it up, guys. It looks like Luka Doncic is a top 10 player in the NBA, and he will likely be the best player in the league one day. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course ring the notification bell for further updates. Until next time.